Hello, this is Layla from Silk&Wool, and this is my second video for the Leafy Baby Blanket knit along. And today I will briefly talk about choosing the yarn for the project. I actually haven't bought mine yet. I will be buying it today. I have decided what I'd like to buy finally. So, what things you should think about when choosing the yarn for this project. First thing is to think about the intended recipient. Since we're making a baby blanket, I think you should think about baby's mom as well and make sure that you make her life easier. And so choose a machine washable yarn, and ideally the one that can be dried in the dryer as well. Second, think about the material and the climate and the time of the year. I traditionally make mine out of cotton, although I made one warm one for a winter baby, but usually the babies I make my blankets for are summer babies and babies growing up in a warm climate. So far mostly I've used 100% cotton. This time I would like to try a cotton acrylic blend for several reasons. One is that I want to choose an affordable yarn, and a yarn that is available in as many countries as possible, so that beginners with less experience, they can choose exactly the same yarn to try and get exactly the same result. So I'm going for a cotton acrylic blend. I also think cotton acrylic yarns are very soft and very nice to the touch, and hopefully durable and washable. So this will be the first one for me. Let's see how it goes. But you can also use 100% acrylic, you can also use wool and wool blends, or 100% cotton, of course. Basically anything that works for you, that is easily washable. And is nice to the touch, obviously. It should be soft. Now the weight of the yarn. So the pattern has been originally written for 2 sport yarn threads held together. I know a lot of people use one worsted or Aran weight yarn. For one of my blankets I've used one very thick yarn on 10mm needles. So to be honest, so I will stick with my original idea this time. One reason why I recommend 2 strands of yarn held together rather than getting a thicker yarn, and that has been confirmed by the blanket that I made, that was made out of thick yarn, is that the fabric is not as plastic. It's kind of bulkier and stiffer. When you use 2 thinner yarns held together, the fabric is I feel it's lighter and more plastic and more drapes better. So I'm going to use that, and an additional reason why I'm going to do that is that I have an idea of making a few other items that would go with the blanket. Yes, I'm planning to make a few other items that would go with the blanket, so that you could make a nice baby gift set. And I think that those items, they might work better with just one strand of sport sweet yarn. So up to you to choose what you want to do. What I will also include in this knit along is a more detailed explanation on how to do a swatch and how to recalculate the number of the repeats and how to adjust the pattern to your yarn, your needles. So if you are planning to use something else than me, don't worry about it. We'll be able to figure it out together. Also, obviously, what you need to plan is that if you use thicker yarn or two yarns held together and larger needles, your blanket will work much faster. Although I've seen so many beautiful baby blankets using thinner yarn, more repeats. Obviously, it's much more work, but they are just gorgeous. So what I will do now is I will turn my camera and I'll show you which yarn I'm going to buy for my project, and this way you can see what I'm going to do. So I'm going to order from Hobby because I hope that these yarns are available in many countries, but of course you can use any other substitute, or as I mentioned, any other type of yarn that fits your general project idea. I have decided to go for a Twister Solid. It has many beautiful colors. So I think I am going with this very pretty neutral color. Since I actually don't have a baby this time I'm making it, so I'm going to use, no, not this one. So I'm going to use this 138. It's called Oak. Doesn't focus really well. And just to give you an idea of what kind of yarn it is, so that you can see what you want to get. So as you can see, it's 55% cotton, 45% acrylic, 100 grams, 400 meters in 100 grams. The original cotton I've used was 140 meters in 50 grams. So this yarn seems to be thinner, but I also think it's because of acrylic component, because cotton is very heavy. So it uses approximately the same needle number when held single. It's machine washable. So I think it is going to be quite similar and work really well for my purposes. So if you are not a part of the knit along yet, you're very welcome to join us. You can go to silk&wool.eu and click on Leafy Baby Blanket Cal menu, which will guide you to the registration process. And if you are already part of the knit along, I would love to hear from you what yarn you have chosen or what you're thinking, and if you have any questions we can discuss in the comments. And hopefully, so I will order my yarn today, and hopefully it should arrive by next weekend. And so next weekend we can kick off and start swatching for the project. If you have your yarn already handy, you can maybe start a little bit ahead of us if you'd like to. Even though it's a baby blanket, I always strongly recommend everyone swatching just to make sure the needles work well with your yarn, and you get the fabric that you like, and you can get the blanket in the size that you like. Yes, one last note is about the quantities of yarn. So that really depends on the yarn that you're choosing, and obviously the size of the blanket that you want to make. I think for the standard small size baby blanket, about 400 grams are enough. I always worry about running out, and also I have those additional projects that I will talk to you about in more detail a bit later in mind. So I think I'm going to get 600 grams of the yarn, just to be safe and just to make sure I have enough and do not run out. So thank you very much. I'm looking forward to discussing with you your yarn choices, and hopefully speak to you next weekend with my needles and yarn in front of me and swatching. Bye.